Queen Elizabeth goes home. The engines were all feeling down. Queen Elizabeth was nearing the end of her visit. She was going to be dearly missed. "Are you sure you have to go?" asked Lottie. "Certain you can't stay?" "I'm afraid I must," Queen Elizabeth replied glumly, "but I'm certain I'll come back and visit again some day." But this didn't make them feel any happier. The engines had all grown close to her and had become good friends. Lottie went off to collect her train at the station. Devious Diesel was there. "You look a bit down," he sneered. "Is something wrong?" "Queen Elizabeth will soon be returning to the other railway." "Oh dear, oh dearie me," sighed Diesel. "What's wrong?" Lottie asked. "She doesn't want to be doing that," Diesel sneeringly replied. "All steam engines on the other railway are being scrapped and replaced with modern diesels and electrics. She's destined for the scrap heap if she goes." Lottie was horrified. "I must stop her!" And she raced away. Diesel was left laughing his motor to pieces. Lottie found Queen Elizabeth at the coal sidings. "Queen Elizabeth! Queen Elizabeth!" she panted. "Whatever is wrong, Lottie?" You can't go back. You mustn't go back," wheezed Lottie. "Diesel's taking over. Scrap you." Lottie, came a chuckling reply. "I come from a preservation railway. They have vowed never to scrap any of us, and not to replace us all with diesels. The ones on my railway are friendly anyway." "So you'll be safe?" Lottie asked. "I'll be fine." Lottie returned to work feeling better, knowing her friend would be safe. But she still didn't want her to go. That evening at the sheds, Lottie and some of the other engines were discussing on what they could do to make her final day special. "Why not run with her to the other railway?" suggested Geoffrey. "I don't think we could all go overseas with her," chuckled Rebecca. "We could give her a special train to run," Edward suggested. The other engines all liked this idea. "We could send her off with a special involving the observation car and a first-class carriage," Mavis said. "They need a good tidy, and we could add Ouida too. They've become good friends," Lottie thought aloud. "I'll go and speak with Sir Topham in the morning." The next day, Lottie found the Fat Controller. "Sir, is it possible to give Queen Elizabeth a special train with some carriages?" And she explained the idea. Sir Topham was impressed with this. "I don't see any problems. I'll make arrangements at once," he boomed, and went to his office. Lottie returned to the sheds. "He's agreed with it." The engines cheered. "We must keep this a surprise," Edward declared. "Don't reveal it to her." So the engines set off to work. Henry passed Queen Elizabeth at the station. "Hello, Henry," she peeped. But Henry didn't respond. He didn't feel it wise to speak in case he revealed the surprise. Queen Elizabeth continued her work, but every time she met an engine, they either hurried away or spoke very nervously to her. By the night before she had to leave, she felt upset and decided that nobody must want her there anymore. So she collected a brake van and trundled off down the line towards the docks. At the station, Mavis had just finished shunting the special train, and the engines were waiting for Queen Elizabeth to arrive. "She always runs this way as she heads for the sheds," Lottie told everyone. So they waited, and waited, and waited, but she never came. "Where could she be?" Lottie asked, but nobody knew. "We must go and find her at once," declared Sir Topham Hatt. So everyone hurried away. Edward checked the sheds. Henry checked the coal sidings. Lottie and Geoffrey ran along the main line. "I wonder why she hasn't shown up," Lottie thought. "I wonder if it's because she thinks we no longer want her here," Geoffrey suggested. "We haven't really been speaking to her normally since we came up with the idea." If that's the case, then we need to get to the docks, and quickly." So the two engines raced off to Brendam Docks. At the waterside, Queen Elizabeth was getting herself ready to go home. "So long, Sodor," she sighed. "It was nice being here, but if you no longer want me, then homebound I shall go." Come on, cranked Cranky. "I want to sleep." Queen Elizabeth got into position, and Cranky swung round to be hooked up. Just then, Lottie and Geoffrey raced in. "Queen Elizabeth, we found you," Lottie cheered. "What are you doing?" Geoffrey gasped. "You all no longer want me here," wailed Queen Elizabeth, "so I've taken it upon myself to leave a day early." "No longer? What are you on about?" comforted Lottie. "We had a surprise in store for you. Everybody was just trying not to let it slip." "Besides, I myself wouldn't be like that," protested Geoffrey. "I made your first day miserable. I wouldn't want to do that to your last one." "So she's not leaving yet," groaned Cranky. "I suppose I'm not," beamed Queen Elizabeth. The two engines cheered with delight. "Then we must get to Knapford quickly," Geoffrey peeped. So the three engines raced off as fast as they could. Soon, Queen Elizabeth was coupled to her special train, and departed to a chorus of whistles from the engines. She ran all across the island with her special train. In the morning, her friends came to see her off from the docks. "I will be back one day," she called out. "See you then," whistled Lottie. And all the engines blew and peeped their whistles as Cranky lifted her up off of the rails, swung around and lowered her into the boat. "Goodbye," she called. "I'll miss her," Lottie sighed. "As will I," added Geoffrey. "Aye," said Salty, "but she'll be back some day soon." And all the engines knew that she indeed would.